We are live on the campus of West Aurora High School for girls badminton action here on this Monday afternoon on Stream Sports Midwest. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. My name is Aaron Shellen, and the Blackhawks are playing host to Plainfield North this afternoon, and both teams are about done with their warm-ups, and I think we are ready to go. We got 3 of the 4 doubles matches kicking off here right now, and the fourth about ready to get started. We'll give you the starting, I guess, the starting lineups here, who's playing on what court, and kind of go from there. So down here to my far right, this is court number 1. And down there for West Aurora, you've got Giselle Corral and Avery Contreras. And for Plainfield North, Anaya Krishna and Satviki Madan are down here on court number 1. Court 2, which is right down here in, I guess, the second court in from the right, will be Kaylee Wallace and Aaliyah Gonzalez for the Blackhawks, and then Yimi Pachal and Anaya Mani for Plainfield North. We swing over to court number 3, right down here in front of us. And that features the team of Niani Castaneda and Lakular La for West Aurora. While for Plainfield North, you've got Nasitha Sri Gadi and Saharasa Vempati for Plainfield North. And then over here to our far left, court number 4 will feature Julia Kanigi and Jordan Nolan for West Aurora. And for Plainfield North, that'll be Samanui Kalipali and Trisha Sharma for Plainfield North. Some of those names are a mouthful, and I will do my best to get through them here this afternoon. So the way this will work is we've got 4 doubles matches here, and as these doubles matches end, they will filter in the singles matches, which will take place as courts open and players become free. I don't have an updated score, obviously, on any of this stuff, so I will. There will be a runner that'll be coming up and giving me the scores here throughout the evening, and I'll just kind of rotate between the different courts and let you see what's going on all 4 courts here this afternoon. We'll start down here on court number 1. That's Giselle Corral, Avery Contreras for the Blackhawks. Looks like they pick up a point right there. So the best of 3. We know when a set is over when they switch sides. That is something that's one of the few ways that we're able to determine who's doing what is when we see the 2 teams switch sides. Again, over there for Plainfield North is Anaya Krishna and Satviki Madan for Plainfield North. And there's a point for the Blackhawks. So we've got 4 doubles matches and 8 singles matches on tap for you here this afternoon. It's a shot that goes, I believe, wide. One of the, they're going to say that was in. One of the interesting things about badminton is that there are no officials, there are no referees, there are no judges. These games are self-regulated by the girls out there. They call the ins and outs. They call the shots that landed inside the line. They call the shots that landed outside the line, and it just sort of it's the honor system, if you will. So. It's a very interesting way to see high school sports being played. It's a side you don't really get to see a whole lot of, as there's always an official or a zebra down there to make the call, but not here. West has the serve. Nice rally there. That shot it goes out, so that'll be another point for the Blackhawks. Corral and Contreras down here, the number 1 pairing for West Aurora here this afternoon. Nice rally here. Good work on the back line there by West Aurora. Try to drop that in and right into the body. That'll be a point for Plainfield North. Got a pause here on court number 2. We'll hop over there in just a second. We'll take a look at Kaylee Wallace and Aaliyah Gonzalez for the Blackhawks as soon as they get started, and then we'll switch over to court 3 and court 4. And again, the way this will work is as the doubles matches end, the singles matches will start, assuming those players have finished their doubles matches. So right here we have Kaylee Wallace and Aaliyah Gonzalez for the Blackhawks, Yemi Pachalan and Nia Mani for Plainfield North. Again, don't have scores for you, but those will be run up to me here periodically throughout the afternoon. We do know that West picked up a point and Plainfield North picks up a point right there. Should be able to tell you who wins each set, though, just based on who scores that last point. There's another point for Plainfield North. So they pick up a couple in a row right here. Another point for Plainfield North on the save. Last year when we did these games, the badminton team had their names on the back of the jerseys, which made things a heck of a lot easier for yours truly. So unfortunately, couldn't tell you which one is Kaylee, which one is Aaliyah. But if you're watching this and you know Kaylee and Aaliyah, you probably know which one is which. Nice save from the back line there, and West picks up the point. Nicely done by the Blackhawks. They take the serve, they get the point. Nice save on the back line. And that shot lands in. So the out of bounds line here for the doubles and singles is that back line, that back double line. There's two gray lines along the back. It's that back line. And then the doubles line for the out of bounds on the side is the second gray line on the outer ring of the court. When they switch to singles, it'll be that inner line. So just like tennis, where you get the extra space to the left and right, but no extra space to the back, as the Blackhawks pick up another point right there. It looks like that first set already done down on court one between Corral and Contreras against Krishna and Madan. Unsure who won, but teams have already switched sides down there. Let's take a look and swing on over to court number 3 now. Court number 3, we have Niani Castaneda and Lakular La for the Blackhawks going up against Sitha Srigati and Sahara Sravempati for Plainfield North. Set number 2 down on court 1 already, so that one is moved relatively quickly. It's a point for Plainfield North. They'll get the serve here in front of us. Got a lot going on here at West Aurora this week as Plainfield North serves up an ace, and I believe that's set number 1 going to Plainfield North, as those two will take a quick breather. So we'll swing on over to court number 4 now. Court number 4 featuring Julia Kanigi and Jordan Nolan for the Blackhawks against Samanui Kalapali and Trisha Sharma for Plainfield North. And I was saying it's spring break here for the Blackhawks, but we got a lot going on here on Stream Sports Midwest this week. We've got volleyball today. We have, and all this, of course, is weather permitting. Weather permitting, we've got baseball scheduled on Thursday and then a baseball doubleheader set on Saturday. The boys baseball team off to a really hot start here in the early going. Couple of wins, couple of impressive wins in their first 2 games of the year. Into the net, that return shot. So another point here for Plainfield North. Serve towards the back line. And another play into the net for the Blackhawks. Another point for Plainfield North. Looks like set number 3 is about ready to get started. It looks like on court number 3, rather, set number 2 about to get started. And then down on court number 2, set 2 is about to get started, as well as badminton coach Steve Wallace talking to his number 2 team of Kaylee Wallace and Aaliyah Gonzalez. West with the spike right at the net. They pick up the point. Let's swing back over to court number 1 here. And there's a point for the Blackhawks on the return of the serve. Blackhawks with the serve here. And West picks up another point. Again, not sure on the score, but I will get updates here at a bare minimum as the singles matches get started. Once there are finals on all the doubles matches, I'll make sure to run and grab those. But I was told there would be a runner, so we will see if that runner makes his or her way up to me with those scores. West with another point down here on court number 1. There's 3 straight points for the Blackhawks here in this. I believe it's the second set already down on court 1. Rally here. And that ball lands in. So that'll be a ball, excuse me. The birdie lands in for Plainfield North. So they pick up a point. A couple of good rallies down here in court number 1 here early on. Again, 3 sets. There are 4 matches. The way I understand it, the Blackhawks don't have their full complement of players here today with it being spring break. So they kind of put their roster together on the fly today. So they don't even have a 5th doubles team. So that 5th doubles match will go to Plainfield North by way of forfeit. We'll switch over to court number 2 here in just a minute. Watch another rally or 2 here on court 1. There's another point for Plainfield North. Tigers. Shot dropped right on the other side of the net, and the return is wide. So another point for the Tigers. Let's switch over to court number 2, where we've got Kaylee Wallace and Aaliyah Gonzalez going up against Pachal and Mani for the Tigers. Set number 2 here as well. Shot put into the net by the Blackhawks. That, I think, right on the line. That'll be a point for the Blackhawks. Again, kind of self-regulated here. These teams are no officials, no referees. So the ball's right on the or when the birdie lands right on the line, you got to trust the judgment of the player on the other team. I love the honor system. Serve coming here for the Tigers. Just flipped over the top of the net. Looked like it was going to go long, but played by the Tigers, and the Blackhawks pick up a point. That, I think, that go under the net. It's hard to tell from this angle if the shuttle goes or the birdie goes under the net or over the net. It looks like it went under the net because Plainfield North will get a serve here. Bottom of the nets, unlike tennis, aren't tied down, so it could hit the bottom of the net and look like it go. It's just hard to tell from the angle we are at. Serve here for the Blackhawks. The back line rallies. Now the front line, I think that was long. It is. It'll be a serve here for West. Serve into the net. Point for Plainfield North. I think that may have gone wide. West with another opportunity. Puts that one just wide of that right sideline. Not a bad idea. You had your opponent going the other direction. Just couldn't land it inside those gray lines. Another point for Plainfield North. Let's switch on over to court number 3 now. Court number 3, that's Castaneda and La for West Aurora. That's Gotti and Vempati for Plainfield North. And it's a point right off the bat for the Blackhawks. It is. There's a nice shot by the Blackhawks into space. That'll be another point for West. And it appears we have another set finish down on court number 1. Corral and Contreras against Krishna and Madan. Unsure of who won, but we got both doubles teams talking to their respective coaches down to our right as we watch court number 3 here. Long ball and put into the net. Another point for the Blackhawks. Good rally here. Nice backhand, and the ball, the birdie put into the net by West Aurora. So point for Plainfield North. They got the Tigers, what I assume is their JV team, lined up right behind me. So if you hear any background noise, that's what that is. Nice point there for Plainfield North as they keep the serve. West trying to take the service back. Good reaction time here by Castaneda and Law on court 3. They get the point, get the serve back. And into the net, another point for West. Hard shot, nice stop there defensively. The backhand doesn't make it up over the net, so it'll be a point for Plainfield North. And with that point, we're going to head on over to court number 4 and take a look at what's going on over here with Carnegie and Nolan against Kalipali and Sharma. West now on the far side of the court. They're the only ones wearing blue. Everyone else is wearing gray. But down on court number 4, Carnegie and Nolan wearing the blue, the red and blue of West Aurora. You serve here for the Blackhawks towards the back line, and there's another point for West. Nice, and I think, did that not go over the net? I think that serve may have gone under the net. Again, it's hard to tell from this angle, but it looks like that serve went under the net. West whiffs on the shot there, and it's a lot harder than it looks. It's imagine you're standing at home plate and you're expecting the 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and you get the 80-mile-an-hour changeup. It's hard to hit. So you'll see that quite a bit here, where where the players just miss their attempted shot. That'll be another point for Plainfield North, because you're not allowed to hit it twice. Set number 3, I believe, down on court number 1 is getting started. So we'll hop over there in just a minute as the Blackhawks pick up a point right there. Julia and Jordan, I think, talking about who is going to serve. They're also talking about the score. That's another thing that I find interesting, is scorekeeping is done, again, on the honor system, as these two teams have to keep track of all that themselves. There's a point for Plainfield North. And with that point, we're going to head on over all the way down to our right and take a look at court number 1 again. This is the number 1 pairing of Corral and Contreras for West Aurora against Krishna and Madan for Plainfield North. I believe this is set number 3 down here to our right. Good work from the front line there just to drop it over the net and pick up the point for the Blackhawks. Hard hit ball, another drop shot. This one saved, but it goes wide. So that'll be another point for West. They pick up back-to-back points here. And again, what I believe is set number 3 on court number 1. West with the late save. Long and long. So 3 straight points for the Blackhawks here. Again, we'll get you score updates as quickly as I can, as West has picked up 4 straight points here in a nice little run for the Blackhawks. We'll get you score updates as quickly as we can. Worst case scenario, once the singles matches get started, I will run down there and get all your doubles matches, and we'll get you the scores for the singles matches as those end. There's a point for Plainfield North as they take the serve back after West had put 4 straight together. That one goes wide. It's five of the last 6 points going the way of the Blackhawks here, and what I believe, again, is set number 3. And it appears courts 2 and 3 are in between sets here, as they're both delayed and chatting amongst themselves and chatting amongst the coaching staff. Service for Plainfield North just dropped over the top of the net. Nicely done by the Blackhawks. They get the point right back. Actually, it looks like court number 3 may be done. That's Castaneda and La against Gotti and Vempati. I believe that match is actually done. So we will see what we can effort here for you. There are no matches going on in either of the middle 2 courts. Court 2 appears as though they're in between sets. Court 3 appears completely done. Courts 1 and 4 are still in the middle of action. Ball stay there. That birdie stays in. Yeah, again, it stayed in between those 2 gray lines, which on a doubles match is in. In a singles match, that would have been out. But in a doubles match, that is in. So West putting together a nice run here from what we're seeing. Again, right over the top of the net. Another point for the Blackhawks. They've 8 of the last 9, 8 of the last 10. We're going to get a break here in the 3rd set. So let's swing over. We're going to go all the way back over here to court number 1, because this is the only match ongoing, or court number 4, rather. This is the only match going. Julia Carnegie and Jordan Nolan against Kelly Pally and Sharma. This is West Aurora Girls Badminton here on Stream Sports Midwest. Very happy to be bringing you West Aurora Athletics here for a 2nd season. I think our 3rd or 4th badminton match that we've done. A lot of baseball, a lot of softball. Hoping to get more into some of the other West Aurora spring sports, soccer, volleyball, as the spring progresses. Return into the net by West. Be another point for Plainfield North. That one stays in, so another point for the Tigers. It's hard to get a feel for who's winning when you're only watching portions, but if I had to guess, just based on what we've seen, I believe Plainfield North is winning down here on court number 4. I think the Blackhawks are winning over on court number 1. Not sure what went on at court number 3. And court number 2 looks pretty even between Wallace and Gonzalez and Pachel and Mani. Let's swing on back over to court number 1 yet again. Take a look at Corral and Contreras for West Aurora. Return into the net, point for Plainfield North. Hard return by West, and another hard return by West gets them the point. Good work from the back line there. And not sure if that's Giselle or Avery on court number 1, but back line putting doing some good work for the Blackhawks. This little shot, no, again, under the net. Hard to tell. Looked like that just dropped over the top of the net, but that did not. Long shot towards the back line. Looks like they're going to say that was out, so it'll stay service on the side of Plainfield North, and there's a point for the Blackhawks. West on the serve here. And good work from the back line by West. Good shot there down the line by Plainfield North. They pick up a point. Let's swing on over to court number 2 and take a look and see what's going on here between Wallace and Gonzalez for West and Pachal and Mani for the Tigers. Into the net. A point for Plainfield North. Good rally here by the two teams, and that stays in. I believe that stayed in anyway. Yes, that did. Right down in the bottom corner here. It's hard to see, but right down there in that bottom corner, that birdie stayed in bounds. It'll be a point for the Blackhawks. Return into the net there. Point Plainfield North. I believe we're done on court 1 as the two sides tap rackets. Again, we'll get you scores as quickly as we can, but it appears court 4 just finished their second set. Court 3 or court 2 is the only one currently going. Again, the singles matches will start once courts open up and the players get a chance to take a breather. And I think that's the midway point of, I think what's going on here is we are in set 3, and one team just hit 11, I believe is what is going on here. As that's in the third set, the teams will switch sides at 11. Got a pause on every single court right now so you can see down here in front of us. That is the coach Steve Wallace talking to Kaylee Wallace and Aaliyah Gonzalez right here down in front of us. As all the other courts are currently not in action. We've got some JV action. Let's swing on up and take a look at the JV action. I don't have names or anything like that, but we'll take a look at some JV action going on down here on the other side of Kerkman Gymnasium. Some singles JV action down to the far side of the court. Ready here on court number 3, so we'll switch back to that. The serve for the Blackhawks. And the return, I think, goes long. Yeah, it went long, so it'll be a point for the Blackhawks here. Again, I believe this is third set. The two teams switched sides at 11. So that tells me that West at least was winning in set number 3. If they were the first to 11, they switched sides. Long return for the Blackhawks, returned hard by Plainfield North. Good rally here. And into the net goes West, and a point for the Tigers. They will serve. I think we might be dealing with the same thing down on court 3 as the two teams or court 1 rather, as the two teams just switched sides down there. So I think we might be in set 3 playing to 11 or set 3 first team to 11 there as well. There's a point for the Blackhawks. into the net. Point for Plainfield North. A long return and played to empty space by the Blackhawks. They pick up a point. It's Kaylee Wallace and Aaliyah Gonzalez down here in front of us. To the back line. Good rally, and again, put into space by West. Oh, that went under the net again. It's hard. No, it didn't. Okay, they served it back over. So another point for the Blackhawks here in set number 3. And there's a swing and a miss by Plainfield North, and West picks up another point here on court number 2. As I think some of these doubles matches are going to be coming to an end here in a bit. And we get a little, I don't want to say miscommunication, but there's where you've got the kind of the self-officiating as the two sides discuss what just happened. I thought that was a point for the Blackhawks. Turns out it was not. Shot goes long. There'll be another point for Plainfield North. Let's go back over to court number 1, see what's going on here with Giselle Corral and Avery Contreras for the Blackhawks. Looks like they just picked up a point. Long return to the back line, and West not able to save that one. So there's a point for Plainfield North. I think that was miscommunication by the two Blackhawks there as that ball just, or that birdie, excuse me, just fell over the front of the net. Neither Blackhawk player went for it. That shot into the net gives West a point. And take the service back. Long serve stays in. I guess it was outside of the service box, so it was in, but it wasn't in the service box. So just like in tennis, that serve has to land in one of those first, in that first box up front. And that serve didn't do that. West comes right back and gets a point, gets the service back. And court 3 has been done for a while. Not sure what the final score was there. The other 3 are all going. Return, another point for the Blackhawks. Courts 1, 2, and 4 are still going strong. Again, the singles matches can't start until one of these teams, until the players finish their doubles matches, as there's another point for West Aurora. Long and wide, I believe. Yep, another point for West. And just wide of that left sideline. Good idea by the Blackhawks, as there were no maroon jerseys over there, but the shot went just wide. West with the backhand return comes up short of the net. So there's another point for Plainfield North. And we're getting another pause here. So we'll switch over to, let's go down to court number 4. We haven't looked at court number 4 here in a little bit. Jordan Nolan, Julia Knigge for West Aurora here. Service here for Plainfield North. West with the long return. Nice backhand save, little drop shot, and West returns it into the net. A serve here for for the Blackhawks. Long return and low, hard return by Plainfield North, and nice job there by the Blackhawks to put that birdie into the body of that Tiger player. And that's really something I've noticed from a strategy perspective, that if you can get that birdie into the body of the opposing player, it doesn't give them the opportunity to kind of outstretch those arms and get the reach that they need. So a lot of these shots will come up short, or like that, you saw that backhand go into the net. There's another point for West. Good rally here. Nice drop shot there by Plainfield North as they pick up another point. Long serve this time. West not able to return it. I think we might be done on court number 2 as well. There's a return off the racket of West Aurora. Let's swing on down back to court number 1 and see what's going on over here with Corral and Contreras for West Aurora. It's a point for Plainfield North. Hard return, and that return is wide. So there's our long, rather. So there's another point for Plainfield North. I believe we're in set number 3 on both courts 1 and 4. Point for West, actually, as they take the service here. Nice shot by West right down the line as they pick up another point. It's got to be coming close to the end here, I would think. Into the net, there's another point for West. That return looked like it may have gone long, but it's hard to tell because the birdie really just stops when it gets caught in that breeze. Like, you can swing and hit it as hard as you want, but it gets caught up in the air and it just stops. Long return, and that is wide. A point here for West. Return into the net. Another breather here for both teams. Looks like we might be done over here on court number 1. So the only match we currently have going on is over on court 4. So we'll swing down over there. And the clapping down to my left tells me that Jordan Nolan and Julia Carnegie may have won their doubles match. And I think we are pretty much done with our doubles matches here. So we'll take a quick pause, I think. We'll see what happens on court number 4 first, and then see if they decide, or see if they keep going, or if our singles matches get started. I'll run down to courtside and see if I can get scores from those doubles matches. Yeah, coach is talking to both teams. And it looks like set. It looks like down on court 4, they're grabbing their water. Are they done? They might be done on court number 4. So it looks like all 4 courts are currently done. So we are going to take a quick audio break here while I grab some tea and we get ready for the singles matches. All right, we are back with our first singles match kicking off here. This is Niani Castaneda on court number 3, taking on Nasitha Gotti for Plainfield North. I believe I have the rotation, so I should know who's on each court as we get started. So the plan is to start with, right now Castaneda is the number 3, so she's playing on court number 2 right now. The way this should work is Julia Knigge should be down on court 1, which is the one all the way to the right. Then Castaneda will be on court 2. Jordan Nolan will be on court 3. Giselle Corral will be on court 4. And then whichever one of those frees up first will be Lacular La, followed by Aaliyah Gonzalez, Kaylee Wallace, and then Avery Contreras. So that is how this should break down here in the singles matches. I do have scores for the doubles matches, and they weren't great for West, as Giselle Corral and Avery Contreras lost to Krishna and Madan in 3 sets. They lost 23-25 in set 1. They won set 2, 21-11, and then dropped set 3, 21-15. The second pairing of Kaylee Wallace and Aaliyah Gonzalez lost to Pachal and Mani. They lost set 1, 13-21. They won set 2, 21-14, and then lost in set 3, 21-17. The third pairing, Castaneda and La, lost to Gotti and Vempati in straight sets. That was 21-12 and 21-15. And then down on court number 4 to our left, Julia Knigge and Jordan Nolan lost in 3 sets as well. They lost the first set 21-19, won set 2 22-20, and then lost 21-8 in the third match. So that's 4 losses for West here in 4 matches. And the singles matches are underway. Castaneda and Gotti. So same basic rule set here with singles matches, except the out of bounds line on the sidelines is now that inner gray line rather than that outer gray line. The back line still remains the same, but the inner gray line is the out of bounds line here in singles. There's a point for Niani. It's nice to know who's on what court. So Castaneda right here in front of us. Ball put into the net by Gotti. There's a point for Castaneda. She will hold serve. Long serve, and that one goes wide. You see right there, that's the difference between doubles and singles, is that ball landed, or that, excuse me, I keep calling it a ball. That birdie landed in between those 2 gray lines, and that was a point for Niani. There's another point for Niani as she gets the service back. So West went 0-4 in the doubles matches, hoping to have better luck here in the singles matchups. Hard return by Castaneda. She picks up another point. Again, West playing a little shorthanded from what I understand, as they don't have a full roster here due to spring break. And because of that, they actually forfeited the 5th doubles match that was on the books, and they're going to forfeit matches 9 and 10 here on the singles side of things, as they only have 8 active players right now. So a couple of forfeits right off the bat, a couple of 3-set losses, and you look up and you're 0-4, but get a bit of a pause here. The only match currently going on, Niani Castaneda and Nasitha Gotti. Another serve here for Niani. So our next broadcast, weather permitting, here at West Aurora will be Thursday afternoon. That should be boys baseball at 4:30. We'll see if the weather cooperates. It doesn't appear as if it's going to this week, but that is a problem that we have consistently here in the Chicagoland area, is bad spring weather. Another point for West. So Thursday, 4:30, and then a 10 and 12 doubleheader on Saturday is the plan. We'll see what happens with the weather, but as of right now, that's the agenda here at West Aurora High School for the remainder of this week. Castaneda not able to get the birdie over the net there, so that'll be a point for Plainfield North. A short serve, and there's a point for West. I think, again, I think that was outside. Yeah, it was outside the inner line, but inside the outer line. Doubles, that's in, and singles, that's out. Nice drop shot. Nice save there by Castaneda. And her return here goes wide for a point for the Tigers. Serve, I think, went long. It did. So that'll be a point for the Blackhawks. Shot put into the net by Niani, so there's a point for Plainfield North. That one just wide. You saw it down here in front of us, or maybe you didn't. Let's do this with the cameras. You can see things a little bit better. As we wait for the other singles matches to get started, there are 7 more singles matches. Hard return there by Gotti. Stays in. That return is long. Another serve for Plainfield North. A long serve, long return by Niani, and the hard slam back by Gotti. There's a point for Plainfield North. And there's a point for West as that one stays in right at the line. So Julia Knigge is getting ready down here. You can see her in the top of the screen to the right. She's getting ready for her singles match. We're about ready here for match number. This is going to be match number 8. Julia Knigge and Samanui Kalapali for Plainfield North. Jordan Nolan should be going here on court number 2. Looks like she is. Good rally here. And does that hit the line? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it looks like Yanni's going to give it to her as that one was on the line. Return into the net or over the net? Over the net. Yeah, over the net. So there's a point for Gotti. Shots missed there. There's a point for the Blackhawks. So Knigge and Nolan are both ready on their courts, just waiting for their Plainfield North opposition to make their way out. And I think that was a first set win for Niani Castaneda over on court number 2 as they tap rackets. Ready to switch sides. We'll take a look here at court number 3, as I believe they're playing for serve is actually what they're doing here. This is Jordan Nolan and Ania Krishna. Trying to get you a bit better shot here of court number 3 for Jordan and Ania. Shot put into the net by Jordan. Backhanded return from Nolan stays in. I think they're actually still just warming up here. We got some warm-up action down on court number 1 as well. That's Julia Knigge and Kalapali. Pretty good rally here on this warm up on court number 3. And a broken birdie, so they'll grab another one and get started. They'll switch sides. And get started. So it looks like set number 2 on court number 2 is about ready to get going between Yanni Castaneda and Nisitha Gotti. And then down here right in front of us, that's Jordan Nolan and Ania Krishna. Two of them discuss something as we get ready to get started. Down on court 4, that's Giselle Corral is about ready to get started against Ania Mani. We'll take a look over at that one here in a few minutes. A point to get things started for the Tigers. It's Krishna. The long serve, and that hit Jordan. She accidentally hits the birdie over onto court number 4. So whichever court frees up next, we'll have Lakular La will come out there against Trisha Sharma. My guess is that will be court number 2, as they are currently in set number 2 over there. Long serve. Good return there. Actually, I don't know if that was in or out. They're going to say that was out. All right, let's switch on over to court number 1 now and take a look at Julia Kanigi and Kalapali for Plainfield North. We'll watch them for a minute here. 4 singles matches going on, 4 more still to come. Long serve, and there's a point for Julia down to our right. When these matches are all over, I'll try to run down there and get a photo of the scores real quick and then run back up and give you some finals. Nice save by Julia. Their return goes long, or wide rather. That's a point for West Aurora. Long service by Julia. The return is into the net. There's another point for West. Much different strategy on the serves in singles matches versus doubles matches. Double matches, a lot of the serves are right over the top of the net. Here in singles matches, most of those serves are really deep towards that back line. Watch Julia here, and then this one, I say that, she drops it in for another point. So she goes 3 to the back line and then drops that one in right over the net, picks up another point. Sends this one to the back line and into the net again, another point for the Blackhawks. And there's a point for Plainfield North as they get the service back. Let's swing on over to court number 4 now and take a look for the first time at Giselle Corral and Ania Mani. Corral in that top doubles team playing singles here. That return into the net. She is taking on Ania Mani for Plainfield North. That shot goes wide. A point for West. Corral drops that serve. Did that go over the net? No, I don't think it made it over the net. I think it went under the net. It's hard to tell from this angle. Broken birdie down to our left. They get started again. Another shot that goes wide for Corral. That one hit the back line. It did hit the back line. That'll be a point for West, and Giselle will pick up the serve. Hard return, and then the second one is high and wide. Corral to the back line. Little drop shot on the return. Then the hard return over the net into the body of Monty. That'll be another point for Giselle. Another service to the back line into the net this time for Monty. So that's 4, I think, straight points for Giselle here. See if she can keep this streak going. She does, as that return goes into the net. Drop shot here and wide. There's another point for Corral. We got a pause here on set number 1 as I think Corral wins that set. So let's go here to court number 2, which we haven't been to in a bit. That's Castaneda and Gotti, and I believe set number 2. Set number 1 went the way of Niani Castaneda for West Aurora. Underhanded return shot on the backhand now on the forehand for Niani. And a couple of drop shots, backhand, and she's not able to get all of that one and puts it into the ground. So that'll be a point for Gotti and service for Plainfield North. Good rally here between the two. And that's a shot, stays in. So that'll be a point for Niani. She'll pick up the serve. That serve is in. Well, I guess it wasn't in. Looked like it was in from this angle, but I guess Nasita has a better angle of it down there than I do, but Niani gets the service right back. Towards the back line, and nice hard low shot from Castaneda. She picks up another point. Into the net, another point for West. Castaneda doing well here on court number 2, it appears. And a shot that stays in, another point for Niani. Good run here for Castaneda on court 2 for West Aurora. And another hard shot into the body of Gotti. Looks like we're done with a set 1 here on court 3 between Jordan Nolan and Ania Krishna. Just wide. Maybe a point for Plainfield North. And that's a perfect shot down here in the near corner by Gotti. See if we can give you a bit better shot of that corner here. Blocked a little bit by the railing, as you can no doubt see, but that's okay. Here's another point for West. Service stays in. Should be a point for the Blackhawks. Oh, no, I guess it was on the wrong side. It was on the right side of that center line. Hard return. Castaneda, nicely done, low and outside. And that'll be another point for West Aurora. Towards the back line on the backhand. Gotti not able to do anything with that one. That's another point for Niani. Castaneda with just a lot of shots towards that back line. Looks like she's setting up her opponent here a little bit for that right there. She kept moving closer to the net, and Niani Castaneda, I believe, just won in 2 sets right there. We'll see if she walks off the court, but I believe Castaneda just won that one in 2 sets. They tapped rackets. We'll switch here over to court number 3, where we've got Jordan Nolan and Ania Krishna battling. Shot is in for Jordan. She picks up a point. Towards the back line. Jordan with another shot over the top of the net. Good drop shot. She picks up another point. Towards the back line, and another drop shot by Jordan. She seems to have a strategy here, get her opposition on that back line. Ania Krishna kind of just living on that back line and then dropping it back right over the top of the net. And you saw Krishna come steaming in towards the net this time, but that drop shot comes up just a bit short. And that's going to go wide, I believe. And yeah, I think down on court number 2, I think Castaneda has won in straight sets. So I believe her afternoon is over. We'll see what happens here on court number 3 now, or court number 2 now. It should be Lacular La. We'll see if she comes out. Return here is, I don't know if that hit the back line. It looks like it hit the back line. That'll be a point for Krishna for Plainfield North. Another shot by Krishna that stays in right along that back line. I think Giselle Corral may have won her first set over on court 4 as she gets the high five from Coach Wallace, or the fist bump rather from Coach Wallace. Saw that in the top left of the screen up there. And that shot goes wide. It'll be a point for Jordan Nolan. Nice hard low return there by Krishna. Gets her a point. And did that make it over the net? It did. That'll be a point for Jordan. She'll pick up the serve. Let's switch down over to court number 1 now. Where we have Julia Knigge and Kalapali for Plainfield North. Hard return there by Kalapali. She picks up the point. So we don't have any matches going on courts 2 or 4 at the moment. I don't believe the match over on court 4 between Giselle Corral and Niamani is done. A long delay here. See what Corral does. Yeah, she's coming back out, so it looks like we're switching to set number 2 over here on court number 4. We'll take a look at that in a moment. But on court number 1, this is Julia Knigge and Samanui Kalapali. Into the net, that'll be a point for Plainfield North. Long return by Julia, and that'll be a point for Julia. She'll get to pick up the serve here. Into the net, that'll be another point for Kalapali. I do see Lacular La coming out here on court number 2, getting ready for her match. I've got the Plainfield North team right behind me and right to my right, and they're stepping in front of the camera, so I gotta direct traffic a little bit while I try to run the camera and give you a little bit of information as to what's going on down there on the court. So court number 2 now will be Lacular La and Trisha Sharma for Plainfield North. She's got all 4 courts going again. So the next court that opens up should be Aaliyah Gonzalez and said Vicky Madan. Over on court 1 again, that's Julia Kanigi and Samanui Kalapali. Let's swing back over here to court number 4 now, where we've got Giselle Corral and Ania Mani. I believe Giselle won set number 1. You can see what Giselle was trying to do there. She had Mani running to her left, tried to bring it back to the right, but just mishit it on that return. Into the net. There is a point for Giselle. And again, I don't have any updated scores for you, but try to get those as these matches go on. At worst, what we'll do is when the matches are all done, I will pause the audio on the stream. I'll head down to the court. I'll get those finals for you. I'll come back. I'll give you the scores. Corral unable to get that return shot up over the net. There is a point for Mani. Long service by Mani and nice return by Giselle into that back right corner. See if I can get you a bit better shot down here. Here's another point for Giselle. So West struggled in their doubles matches. Point there for Plainfield North. We're in set number 2 here on court number 4. Corral, that shot stays in, and that'll be a point for Giselle. Two of them are discussing something here. It looks like we have a breather. So we'll switch on over to court number 2 and take a look at Lakular La and Trisha Sharma. Nice shot by La there. She picks up the point, gets the serve. Shot into the net. There's another point for La on court number 2. So again, the next court that opens up, which might be court number 3, as Jordan Nolan has walked off the court. Not sure what the final is over there, but she might be court number 3, and that should be Aaliyah Gonzalez. La with the return, but I think that went under the net. It did. It's Trisha Sharma with the serve. She gets the point. Long underhand serve, and La picks up the point there. And I believe we are going to have Aaliyah Gonzalez now stepping in on court number 3, as Jordan Nolan's match is apparently over. So we've got 2 matches left after this one. Kaylee Wallace, Avery Contreras. We'll keep an eye on that, but we'll stick with court number 2 right now, La and Sharma. La just out of her reach there. Another point for Sharma. She picks up the serve. Long return. La's return into the top of the net. Another point for Trisha. Drop shot by La and puts that return under the net. Let's switch on over now to court number 1, where we've got Julia Carnegie and Kalapali still going on down there. Long return and a wide return, so that'll be a point for Julia, and that could be the end of the match as they tap rackets as that shot went wide. So that could be a victory for Julia Carnegie on court number 1. We'll see. Again, I'll get you those scores as quickly as I can, but given that shot went wide and now the match is over, I'm going to assume that that goes the way of the Blackhawks. Switch back over to court number 4 here, where we have Giselle Corral going up against Ania Mani. So this should be Kaylee Wallace on court number 1 now. On court 4, though, Giselle Corral and Mani for Plainfield North. A serve here for Mani. That return is in. Nice shot to the back line by Giselle. It'll be a serve for her. She picks up another point. Long service to the back line. And Giselle whacks that one in. That'll be another point for Corral, another point for the Blackhawks here on set number 4. 2 more singles matches still to come. Kaylee Wallace against Ashika Anand for Plainfield North, and then Avery Contreras and Celine Suter. Very large Plainfield North roster here. A lot of players who weren't on doubles teams that are playing singles, whereas West, most of their players are pulling double duty, and it looks like we might be done on court number 4 as well. So Giselle Corral, I believe, wins there. So this should be Kaylee Wallace now down on court number 4. Let's go ahead. We only got 2 active matches going on, so we should have Wallace and Contreras. I'm not sure who's going where. We'll see where they put them. Let's take a look at court number 2 here again. Akular La and Trisha Sharma going on here on court number 2. La tries the backhand, not able to get it up over the net. Drops that one in, and the return is back into the net. So that'll be a point for Plainfield North. So I believe, actually down on court number 1, I believe we have Kaylee Wallace down over here getting her warm-ups in. We'll stay live on court number 2. A point for Lackalar. She'll pick up the serve. Then Avery Contreras is getting ready down on court number 4. So our final matchups are about ready to go. Court number 1, Kaylee Wallace against Anand for Plainfield North. Court number 2, Lackalar La against Trisha Sharma. Court number 3, Aaliyah Gonzalez and said Vicky Madan. And then court number 4, Avery Contreras and Celine Suter. Let's switch over to court number 3 now and take a look at Aaliyah Gonzalez in her singles match against Sadviki Madan. Serve into the net, so that'll be a point for Plainfield North. So West lost all of the doubles matches, but it appears as they're having some more success here in the singles matches, and we're going to take a quick break on court number 3. So where do we want to go? I think court number 1 is still just warming up. Same thing with court number 4. So let's swing back over to court number 2 and Lakular La and Trisha Sharma. La with the hard return there. Now to the back line. Sharma's shot doesn't make it over the net. Be a point for La. Long serve by La. She has to go chase the return. That touched the top of the net. That'll be a point for Plainfield North as it rolls over the top of the net. Long first match between these two. La's return does not reach the net. That shot goes wide. Switch over to court number 3 again. We'll watch Aaliyah and Sadviki Madan here for a couple of minutes. Shot wide of that left sideline, so it'll be a point for Aaliyah. Shot over the racket of Madan. She's not able to reach that, so another point for Aaliyah. She picks up another point. Will serve again to the back line. Shot comes up short of the net. Another point for West Aurora. It does look like set 1 on court 2 is done between Lakular La and Trisha Sharma as they take a breather. So we've got Kaylee Wallace over on court 1. We've got Aaliyah Gonzalez here in front of us, and then court 4, which we'll swing over to right now. That is Avery Contreras and Celine Suter. And that's a nice return by Suter over the head of Contreras for a point for Plainfield North. Avery picks up a point here. She'll get the serve. Towards the back line again. And that one goes wide as Avery had Suter rushing in and just put it over the back line. Point for Contreras. She'll pick up the serve. And the serve goes wide. Let's swing on over to court number 1 now, where we have Kaylee Wallace and Ashika Anand. Anand on the service here. Anand with her service goes long, so Wallace will get the point. Service will come back her direction. And And that serve long and wide from Kaylee. Just crosses her arms, puts her hand over her mouth, gives the serve back to Anand. Nice drop shot, good backhand by Anand. Good rally, that shot lands wide, so that'll be a point for Kaylee. Serve is wide of the center line, so that'll be a point over to Anand. There's another point for Ashika's Kaylee's shot. Wide of that sideline. She gets another shot here. And that's put into the net by Anand, so there's a point for Callie. Callie Wallace playing on court 1 in their first set. Lacular La in set 2 over on court 2. Leah Gonzalez just finished her first set on court 3. And Avery Contreras down on court 4 in her first set as well. As Wallace puts that onto court 2, interrupting Lacular La's service. La, switch over to court 2 as La just picks up a point on that deep serve. Underhand deep serve by La. Hard return, another hard, even harder return. So that was a nice setup on the long serve, and she was able to get a lot behind each of those last 2 hits to put the point away. Backhand by La. She's able to make the save. Drop shot, not able to get to that one. That'll be a point there for Sharma. With the long return, not able to control the hard hit back at her. And we'll switch now over to court number 3. Aaliyah Gonzalez and Vicky Madan. Middle of a rally here between the two. Aaliyah plays the long shot over the head and looks like long. So Madan with another serve, another point. And she misses this one. That'll be a serve for Aaliyah here. Wide. It'll be a point for Madan, and she will take service back. Nice play there by Aaliyah. She sent that first return all the way into the back corner. She charged the net, and a little drop shot there picks up the point. She gives up the point right back here, though, so that goes over to Madan. And they're keeping score down there on the court, and then they pass those scores along to their coaches when the matches are over. Shot is long this time by Aaliyah. Aaliyah tries a bit different approach with the harder shots, and it works this time. More of a line drive with those shots, but she picks up the point. Shot lands just, I'm not going to say that was in, so Aaliyah's going to say that just caught that back corner. We're also done with set 1 on court number 4 between Contreras and Suter. Those two are taking their in-between set breaks. As we approach the 2-hour mark here at West Aurora High School for badminton. Another point for Plainfield North. So Vicky Madan taking on Aaliyah Gonzalez. Aaliyah misses that shot. That'll be a point for Plainfield North again. Set 1 over on court 1 between Kaylee Wallace and Ashika Anand is also done. When one of those two matches gets started, we'll switch back over to court 1 or court 4 and give you a little bit of visibility to what's going on there. Long serve by Aaliyah. The return is wide. There's another point for Gonzalez. Return into the net. There's another point for West Aurora. Shot. Aaliyah misses that one, and set 2 on court 4 is underway. So let's take a look at what's going on over here between Avery Contreras and Celine Suter. Serve by Contreras. Takes Suter to the back line. Now the other way, Suter with the return. Nice rally, and Avery puts it into the net and just shakes her head a little bit as she had a wide open front of the net. Just put that birdie into the net rather than over it. Good rally here, right into the body of Avery. She's not able to extend those arms, get out of the way, and that's another point for Suter. Not sure if that was in or not. We'll see if Suter serves. It looks like Suter will serve, so that went long. That'll be another point for Celine down here in front of us. Avery misses that one. That'll be another point for Suter. Let's take a couple minutes and swing on over here to court number 1, where we've got Kaylee Wallace and Ashika Anand going on here. It's like they're about ready to get started in set number 2. I switch over as they're taking a quick break. We are about ready to go now here. There's the serve, and it is wide. So that'll be a point and a service here for Kaylee. Wallace does a nice job saving that with the backhand and picks up another point. That serve is in. Nicely done by Wallace right along that back line. And again, these players police themselves. So Ashika Anand very easily could have said that was, an inch or 2 out, but called it in, gave the point to Wallace, and Kaylee picks up another point. So that's, I think, 5 in a row here for Kaylee as she has put on a nice little run here. And I think this is set number 2 over there on court 1. That shot is in as well. So Wallace doing a nice job of playing that back line. Her last 2 points right on that back line. Drop shot is in. So Kaylee with another point. So she's on a hot streak right here on court number 1. Kaylee Wallace picking up, I think that was her 6th straight point. That shot stays in for Anand, so she gets a point back, gets the service back. Let's take a look at what's going on court number 2 now. It's Lakular La and Trisha Sharma now. Shot is wide. La will pick up the serve. Into the net, another point for Lakular here on court 2. And played to space nicely by La, and I think Lakular wins set number 2. So we will take a break. We'll not take a break. We'll switch over to court number 3 as Lakular gets the score over to her coach. Court number 3 is Aaliyah Gonzalez and Sadviki Madan. Trying to get the whole court in the shot here for you so you can see exactly what's going on. Into the net by Aaliyah. There's a point for Plainfield North. That serve is long. That is a point for West Aurora. Aaliyah Gonzalez right here in front of us. Drop shot by Aaliyah gets her another point. And it looks like that'll be a win for Aaliyah here on set number 2. I don't know if that's the end of the match. It could be. We'll switch here over to court number 4 while I wait and see what goes on court 3. See if they keep playing or not. Court 4, Avery Contreras and Celine Suter. Did see a smile from Aaliyah there after she won that. Suter with the serve here against Avery. Avery finds that back corner for the point. Long shot over the head of Contreras. There is a point for Suter. Shot is wide. Into the net there for Contreras. It's another point for Suter, and I think that might be it on court number 4. I think that's it on court number 4. I believe Celine Suter defeated Avery Contreras on court 4, so we will switch here over to court number 1 now, where we've got Kaylee Wallace and Ashika Anand going on. There's a point for Anand. So we are still going on court number 3. So I believe this is set number 3. It's Gonzalez, I think, won set 2. Right now we're over on court 1 with Kaylee Wallace and Ashika Anand. Kaylee with the drop shot, and she picks up the point. Shot into the net, another point down there for Kaylee. Last time we focused in on Kaylee, she went on a nice run. She scored about 6 or 7 straight points. Backhand here comes up short of the net. That shot is in by Kaylee. Long serve, and I think that caught the back line. It did. Nicely done by Kaylee Wallace. Gets the ace. Tries it again, the long serve. Long return over the head of Wallace. That'll be a point for Anand, and service back over to Plainfield North. Here's another point for Anand for Plainfield North. Kaylee drop shot picks up the point. Rally back and forth, and Kaylee gets the serve back. And that was a nice setup there by Anand, pushing Kaylee all the way to the back line. Kaylee not able to do much with it, and Anand was able to hammer that one down for a point. Serve is long, so it'll be a point for West, and Kaylee Wallace will take the serve back. A couple of backhands. The second backhand is missed. There's another point for Wallace. So again, we focus in on Kaylee, and she puts on a show. And I don't believe that return made it over the net. And that's the end of the set, I believe. I don't know if that's the end of the game, but that's the end of the set. So let's take it back over now to court number 2, where we've got Lakular La and Trisha Sharma going on here. Court number 4 appears to be done. Avery Contreras and Celine Suter. They're both walking back to their respective benches. So we've got courts 1, 2, and 3 still going on here. Sharma puts that into the net. La will pick up the serve here. She gets the point. Long return here. La has it. Able to make a couple of nice saves here. Again, it was right in on her body, and she picks up the point. La with another serve. This is the only one that's gone to the third set. Drop shot, La with another save and another point. Long serve goes long and wide. So that'll now go over to Sharma here for the serve. La to the near side, the long shot, and she picks up a point. Got some birdies that are beat up. They may need a new one. They find the best one and get back at it. La that puts that return under the net. That'll be a point here for Plainfield North. Three matches still going on. Court 1, Kaylee Wallace and Ashika Anand are in their third set. Lakular La and Trisha Sharma, I believe, are in their second set. And then on court 3, Aaliyah Gonzalez and Sadviki Madan, I believe, are in their third set. Let's take a look at that one. It's been a few minutes since we focused in here on Aaliyah and Sadviki. Good rally. And that's well done by Madan, drawing in Aaliyah and then putting the shot over her head. Another point for Plainfield North as we wrap up this badminton afternoon between West Aurora and Plainfield North. Plainfield North got the better of the Blackhawks in the doubles matches. I think the singles matches have been a little bit more evenly matched, but we'll see if we can get the scores when the broadcast is coming to an end as that shot by Gonzalez goes wide. This time it comes up short. That'll be a point for Gonzalez. Shot is in. That'll be a point for Madan. She drops that into the back right corner. Return into the net. Point for West Aurora. To the back line, the shot is wide. Another point for Aaliyah. Service here for Madon now. Shot is wide from Aaliyah. She picks up another serve. The hard return this time by Aaliyah. And Aaliyah, I don't know if she thinks she won here with that that shot into the net by Madon. We'll see for sure, but I believe Aaliyah Gonzalez picks up the win on court 2. She gets the high five, so I'm going to go ahead and say she picked up the win. Let's take a look down at court number 1 now, where we've got Kaylee Wallace and Ashika Anand in set number 3. And our final 2 matches. Wallace with the service. Long shot. And the return is into the net. Another point for Wallace and West Aurora. I believe we're also done on set 2 between La and Sharma as they just tapped rackets, and Aquilar makes her way over to Coach Wallace to give him the news. So I think we're down to our final match here between Kaylee Wallace and Ashika Anand. Kaylee with the drop shot, lands that in over the top of the net, picks up another point. Into the net, there's another point for Kaylee. She checks the birdie to make sure it's all in one piece. And it appears that Lacular's day is done as well. So we are down to our final match. Drop shot just over the top of the net. That'll be a point for Anand and a service for Plainfield North. Wallace with the backhand to the back line, and there's a backhand, another point for Kaylee. The only match left here at West Aurora. Kaylee Wallace, Ashika Anand, court 1. Wallace with the drop shot into the net, and there is another point for Wallace. So every time we've turned the camera down to our right, Kaylee's picked up a few points in a row. She knows she's on camera. Hard underhand serve. Back to the back line, into the net. There's another point for Wallace. Kaylee not able to save that one, so it'll go over to Anand here as the service kicks over to Plainfield North. Wallace drops that one in, and I think she picks up the victory here as that shot falls in, and that's going to do it. We'll get the scores here for you for in a second, but I think West did a much better job here in their singles matches. So I'm going to pause the audio here and see what I can go find out for you, get you some final scores, and call it a day. All right, we have some final scores here. So on court one, on court four, Avery Contreras dropped straight sets to Celine Suter 21-10 and 21-9. On court two, Kaylee Wallace defeated Ashika Anand in 3 sets. She dropped the first set 21-13, came back with a 21-15 and 21-4 victory in set 3. Niani Castaneda won in straight sets over Gotti 21-15, 21-19. Aaliyah Gonzalez bounced back from a 21-11 set 1 loss to win set 2 22-20 and set 3 21-15. Lacular La, same deal, lost set 1 21-18, won set 2 21-12 and set 3 21-16. Giselle Corral in a straight set 21-17, 21-12 win. Jordan Nolan lost in straight sets 21-10 and 21-9. And Julia Knigge won 21-19, 21-17 in straight sets. So much better showing in singles action for West Aurora. And that is going to do it here from West Aurora High School. Our next broadcast will be Thursday afternoon, weather permitting, for boys baseball. Thanks so much for joining us today. Have a great rest of